Hello. I am getting ready to go over with you Sea Sanctuary, which is the first story in your packet for week 2. So if you look up here, this gives you some background information and it sets your purpose, which you are reading to learn how plants and animals in a sea sanctuary depend on each other. So it's going to give you instructions here in the little blue box, and it says as you're reading you need to collect and cite text evidence. In order to do that, you're going to underline text that describes how all the parts of an ecosystem work together, and you're also going to circle text that describes why so many species are found in Monterey Bay. If you look off to the left side, it says close read notes, and you're going to see the word sanctuary. That's going to be one of your vocabulary words. So in here, when you're reading, you're going to read the sentence, and you're going to read the sentences surrounding it and try to determine what that word means. So what's kind of cool about this first word is that it literally tells you what it means right there in the sentence. It says, we often think of a wildlife sanctuary as a jewel of land that has been set aside to keep safe. So usually we think of a sanctuary as a place that is land where animals can live and they're safe from harm. And then it also goes on to say, but there are ocean sanctuaries too. So in my mind, that's telling me, well, it doesn't have to just be land, it can also be water. So it's any place that has been designated as a safe place for animals. So I would write something kind of like safe place for animals off to the side under where it says sanctuary. And then if there are any other notes that I want to take, you could write that down off to the side as well. So as you keep going to the bottom of the second page of the story, it's going to have a little spot down here where it asks you to reread lines 8 through 16, and then they want you to summarize the way in which the living and non-living parts of Monterey Bay work together. So when you're writing a summary, it's going to be like a 4 to 5 sentence explanation of the most important parts of what you read. So just like a big main idea and then some supporting details to go along with it. As you continue reading, you're going to look up here and it has more information about what you're supposed to be doing. So they want you to underline text that describes what a food chain is, and then also circle the kinds of animals that might be found in flower garden banks. Off to the left side, it has a place for notes again, and it doesn't have any vocabulary words on this page. So what you'll want to do is you'll just maybe write some details that you notice. And then on this page, it does have another vocabulary word, which is coral reefs. And then at the very bottom, it has 2 different blue boxes. Now the first one, this is just a discussion question. So if we were in class, normally you would be discussing it with a shoulder partner or maybe with your group. But since you don't have those people here, if your parents are sitting nearby working with you or a sibling, somebody in the room would be able to have a short discussion with you. That would be great. Otherwise, you can just kind of think it to yourself. So the question is, after you've reread lines 17 through 22, how does the diagram on page 110 support the ideas in this text? So basically they're wanting you to say, okay, so this text has information and how is it related to these pictures here? So you'll have to kind of look at both pages. And then short response, you're actually going to write your answer down here. So why might flower garden banks have become a marine sanctuary? Cite evidence from the text in your response. Make sure that you're using complete sentences, capital letters, punctuation, as best spelling as you can. And I want you to write using details that you read in the story. So you're not just going to write like, oh, they probably became a marine sanctuary because they really liked it. Think of something that happened in the story that tells you why you think that it became a marine sanctuary. So that's it for the first story.